He's got a problem, like an actual problem.
These things are fucking golden. The cinnamon toast crunch.
You know, when you gave me that in the car, I was like, should I open this?
Oh, you're a fucking monster, dude.
Right, he did hand it to you.
You know what? I think we're gonna be friends.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Welcome back, everybody, to the G-Tuss Podcast. It's me, Arty. We're back in the game. We got Gilbert.
Oh no! I spilled on myself.
That's a clip.
Just like when the woman misses the, you know.
Yeah, hi, I'm Gilbert. Hi, nice to see you again.
And we got Trey.
What's up,
man.
yo?
I've been talking to Trey, let's go, ever since I put out that podcast with Clarice. You've known Clarice for a while now. You guys have been high school buddies.
Yeah,
and
since her freshman year.
Yeah, and she did your ink.
Yep, all of them. Which
is pretty wild. And then, he hit me up on the podcast and wanted to be on it. And, at first, letting people in here has always been, a thing of, I need to know people beforehand. I need to get a feel. So I went to the mall. We hit up. We made, a little plan to meet up at the mall where he works at and hit it off right away.
Dude, just like that,
just
really.
like that.
Talk about Star Wars, talk about video games, anime.
And, the first
hentai.
one was, exactly. In the first 5 minutes, man, I get off work and I'm grubby as shit. I look disgusting, and I go there and I'm fucking starving, so I get a plate of fries, and then I go to his work where he's at, and I'm like, I don't want to go in there like this because I'll just drop all the fries. So I'm just munching on fries and waiting for him to come out for break. That's how we met.
Wait, where do you work? I'm sorry.
Pro Aim Sports at the mall on the second floor.
That's where they have the really nice Nike gear,
the throwback jerseys.
Yeah. Okay.
We just got an ad for y'all, so.
The free shout out.
The free shout out.
Shameless plug.
I know, right? The free shout out already.
Oh, gee. He always does this, man. He's shamelessly plugs the other channel, and I'm just like,
I have two channels. I run two podcasts, and this is the one that I started with Gilbert called the Deep Talks, where anything kind of goes in this one. We talk about heavy hitting topics, things that made us who we are today. But Trey, you had an interesting story that happened to you in the mall. Was it that same day, right? That it came to see you?
Yeah, it was the same day, an hour before. So, I'm helping somebody out the cash register, right? And then there's these big old dudes, just junky big. So we don't even get big dudes at the store that often. I'm like, okay, he wants help. And then I walk over and I'm like, oh snap, this is Little Boozy. So I gotta keep my cool.
Yeah.
No, serious.
Shut up.
So I'm like, okay, I gotta keep my cool. This is little. The whole time I'm thinking this is Little Boozy, and the bodyguard chose me to help him.
Yeah.
Dude.
Give him some sneakers.
This is It's like, hi.
This is my moment. Don't fuck it up.
And then these kids come in. They're like, they don't know how to keep their cool at all, man. Probably ruining it for everybody.
Yeah.
They're jumping and everything.
Trying to keep a low profile.
They're
and shit.
screaming.
Exactly. Yeah. Lil Boozy also looked like he wasn't even in the mood to deal with people.
I feel
like it though. You're in the mall. You're with a bunch of fucking people.
Yep.
People probably recognized him, walked up to him. I'd be fucking annoyed.
I would be too.
Right. You're already famous.
Yeah.
I was hoping the guy would chip me $600 on the side, man. You
don't
need that money.
Yeah. Was he nice to you?
To me, he was.
Did he talk to you?
To everybody, no. His bodyguards, though.
Oh.
He just asked for a Pacers jersey.
Yeah.
Small. So, he's short.
Yeah, but I swear to God to this day, and I'm surprised that nobody recognized him.
Mm-hmm.
Waka Flocka.
Oh,
at
what?
MOA. Swear to God,
Flame?
Waka. Yeah, Waka.
I go hard in the paint.
Hard in the paint, yeah.
Damn.
Almost 8 years ago.
The okay meme.
Yeah. Yeah. What is he doing? That's that's Future. Where he's helping on the Microsoft. He has that Microsoft meme where he's just like, yes, sir. Excellent. Splendid. Have you not seen that?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Man.
This is what's up.
But I saw him, and I was really surprised that no one else recognized him. He was with his family, his wife, his wife and his kids.
Half the time, people don't even notice famous people like that. Only if people are looking.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the only reason I knew was he passed me, and I saw him in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh, he seems so familiar. And I turned to look, and I'm just watching him walk. And I'm like, that's fucking Waka Flocka.
Did he have his dreads?
Yeah. No, it was just I was like, fuck, dude. I'm like, I recognize him. I've seen so many music videos. I thought I was obsessed with him.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Played it cool. Walked the other way. I kept going. I'm not gonna ruin his day.
I always think I'm destined to be famous because I'm always around famous people.
Right.
Have you met more famous people?
Yeah, I met Carl Anthony Towns just working at the Wolves team store.
Yeah.
I purposely got the day off to meet Kobe Bryant.
Shut up.
That's what I'm saying. This has got some stories, man.
Yep.
Unload that one. Just or the craziest one.
Flash my badge. Yeah. Go back in the locker room. Met Kobe Bryant. Got a picture with him.
Damn.
That's fucking awesome.
Dude.
When is this?
His last game at the Target Center. So I think 2017, 18.
Damn.
Before his retirement, right?
Yep. Way before his retirement. And before I worked at the shop, I saw him break Michael Jordan's record with my friend.
Oh, really?
Yep. That's an exciting moment.
Got it on tape and everything.
Really? Damn. That's a moment. So
you're just lucky.
There.
Dude, that's what you feel like you're destined to see. Like
I feel like I'm destined to be like in entertainment or famous.
Yeah.
Because you're in that, you see that scene. You've been living it for a while. Like celebrities just walk into your store and you're like, oh shit.
Right, exactly. So
that's nuts. Oh, I've never met. Have you ever met anyone famous?
Have I? Oh, Steve-O. Can't forget the fucking legend himself.
Before he was crazy, or
when he was sobered up, sober and clean.
This is recent then. Like how long was it?
Was like
when 10?
I was. Well, not crazy.
No,
crazy.
I was 18. I was with Callie.
That was all. So that's all mental.
7-8 years ago.
When'd you meet him?
7 or 8 years ago.
No, where? Sorry.
St. Cloud. He was performing a show.
Yep.
And he waited to meet every single fan.
Yeah.
Which was almost like
Steve-O is one of those people who just commits to his people.
So I bought a shirt and I bought a hat and he signed both. And I was just like, I fucking love. I didn't even know what to say because I'm like, I've seen this dude for so long in my life. I was kind of like,
we've known him through
shocked,
Jackass,
you know. I was just like,
I
was like, I love your work, Steve-O. He's like, thanks, man. And he's like, that's amazing. And I'm like, all right.
I don't think you understand how much I care.
I'm like, I'm gonna go now.
Oh,
like,
man.
What the fuck?
So great.
I know it's weird though because it's just like I was like super calm, and then when the person's actually there, you're like, you fuck
high on anxiety and everything.
Yeah, I don't
know how to act, just jumping.
Yeah. It's a starstruck thing, man. I was this close to meeting my top artist celebrity of all time, Julian Casablancas. I went to go see him for my birthday 4 or 5 years ago with my ex-girlfriend. I get up to the front and he's performing and everything at First Ave here in Minnesota. And I'm like, it's such a rare thing that he's coming on my birthday to perform here. I'm like, I'm buying tickets, swooping in.
Decide.
And I'm just shouting at him, look at me. And I'm like almost getting naked. And he's just like, he's doing the thing. But I think he like at one point during the song where there's like a break, there's no music and there's just lights. He looks at me and he points and he's like, fuck you. And then he starts like, doing his thing again. Because that was really loud. I was singing all of his songs and like really projecting out there. But no, I never got to meet him. I wish I did.
Notice me, senpai.
He's
please.
my hero, man. He's the reason I build music, the reason my mentality of the Strokes, like my favorite band of all time. I wish I got to meet him, but I never did.
There's one of those things where it goes around where it's like never meet your idols.
Yeah.
Because you never know how it's really going to go. And like a lot of the times it's just really shitty.
Yeah, some famous people do act like dicks to their fans.
Yeah. I feel like it's just because they already know. They're like, oh, they're gonna come up, ask for photos, be annoying.
Well, you see all the sides though. If you once you live that life, you know who a true fan is, who a crazy fan is. You just want to be treated like a normal person because at the end of the day,
that's probably what Uzi be thinking about all the time. Like he probably just wanted to be treated like a regular person.
Yeah, he just wants to walk just like anybody else. My cousin, Ellie, saw Becky G. She was working at the XL, and she was like working. Becky G, the like Latina singer, she tried to like break into
Latina women.
Yeah.
Is she bang?
Yeah, she's good. She's a good singer. I like her music. She tried to break into like the American scene. It didn't work so much.
Okay.
But she fucking blew up in the Latino scene. Like took off.
Oh wait! Like she did a song with Pitbull, right?
I don't know.
I feel like it's always like that with multilingual
people.
Artists.
Yeah. If you can't make it here, then you make it down there for sure.
Yep.
Like look at Drake Bell. Drake Bell fucking
Drake Bell.
he blew up.
Drake Bell has some other stories though. Drake Bell's been doing some crazy wild stuff right now recently. But besides that, was it Taylor? We were just talking about Taylor. Hedda's ex. She met Danny Trejo.
Oh shit! No way,
She
really?
was at the Harley Davidson store. She was working there, and Danny Trejo just comes up, "Hey man, I want a bike," and she's like, "All right."
Dude, no
did she know who it was?
She took a picture with him.
Fuck it.
I wanted to take a picture with Boozy, but he wasn't even in the mood to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of feels.
Yeah.
You know when to pick the right time, and I feel like they appreciate it.
I feel like I feel like more athletes are more prone to take pictures with people than rap artists and artists.
Yeah, they're probably just sick of it. They just want to enjoy their time. It's just him and his bodyguards?
Yep.
It's just him and his bodyguards?
Big old bodyguards, and then I walk in the corner. Little short, scrawny dude.
Yeah, just like sitting there between these big guys.
Yep.
That was the same way with Becky G, where Ellie saw them.
Yeah.
She was cleaning, so she was coming out of the bathroom, and there's like a secret hallway. Mm-hmm. And Becky was done with their show performing, and she was walking back with their security guards.
Right.
And technically, I guess as an employee, you're not supposed to interact with them.
Yeah,
so you're supposed to like fucking mind your
no
business.
fraternizing with guests.
Yeah,
no.
And
I'm like, F that.
I know. I'm taking the opportunity.
I'm trying to get.
When is that ever gonna happen again?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, and who's gonna believe you?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I met fucking Michael Jackson, but there's no proof. You know,
dude.
The guy that's dead.
I wish I would have met Michael Jackson.
It would have been sick.
That would have been awesome.
Nice. And Becky G tells her like, hey, like, has it been a long night? Like, you have to still clean all this up? And she's like, oh yeah. Started having normal conversation, like nothing. Yeah. And then asked to take a photo. Mm-hmm. And then Ellie goes like, I can't do that. It's like part of my work. And she's like, oh really? Well, maybe next time. And it's just like,
I also met Odell Beckham.
Oh, damn. Shut up.
Yep.
At the same place, Target or
no? At Lifetime Fitness.
You've been around then.
MOA is a big place.
It was before a Monday Night Football game.
Right. Okay.
It was when the U.S. Bank Stadium opened.
Were you working out or were you working there?
No, I was working there.
Lifetime Fitness. That's fucking wild.
Wanted to work out, I guess, and just came to Lifetime.
Damn.
Took a picture with him.
Did you try to break his like ankles? Give our team like some help.
What?
I would have done anything for my football team. I would have, been like, oh hey Odell, like how are you doing? Here's a pillow. I need my team to win.
At that point, you just murdered him though. You just still got to try out for the slot.
Well, it's just like you suffocate him, and then he's tied up.
This is dark.
They're looking for him. They're more worried for it.
It just got turned dark.
We just need our team to win.
Anything for the Vikings.
Anything for the Vikings. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of losing.
Did you just break his ankles?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm done.
That's crazy, man. Well, in terms of like meeting people, who's been like the top of the top? The one like, oh my god, this is the guy.
Oh, definitely Kobe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't be Kobe.
Yeah,
because people... I study the game as much as Kobe does. I study the game as a coach, as a player, as a fan. So that's probably why people don't like to talk to me about sports, because people are biased to their own team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think
that's a natural thing. I think
Yep.
When you have like a respect for the sport, it's hard to have one team. Like for me, for soccer, I respect every club and their like tactics and what they do, because it's like the love of the sport.
Yep, their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
That's
like
what
how do you counter this? How do you counter that? And it's like. And that's what makes the sport beautiful.
Yeah.
Compared to like having your one team and then like fucking on everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and having like, especially with the Wolves, especially this year, people think they're going to be in the playoffs, top 3. I'm like, we haven't seen anything. The season just started and they're 3-2.
Damn.
I think I just saw recently, because I don't keep up on basketball too much, but wasn't there just a team recently that just got fucking like manhandled? It was so bad. The score was so bad. It's where that like Ukrainian dude plays at. It has a little pony logo as their thing.
Logo.
Yeah.
Dukes? I don't know. I don't
know. No, preseason Hornets got blew out. They only scored 39 points in the preseason.
What's the dude's name? Devanko?
Probably Devanko. Manchisi? I wish I knew. I don't watch sports.
He
even calls like, I don't fucking.
I gotta look it up. I'll see it. But their team beat the Hornets so bad. It was like 116 to
the
like
Hornets
50.
aren't that good of a team. All they have is LaMelo Ball and nobody else can score.
Yeah. I mean, But did you also see the Lakers?
Yeah,
how much of a shamble that was?
Dude, they let go of a 26-point lead.
What?
Yeah. Russell Westbrook going to get mad because he got the ball stolen in a dunk. Like,
yeah,
these unwritten rules in sports are stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that. I think in every sport, or like soccer, like if people don't tell you this thing, but like I didn't know because like I barely like do this thing. But the main thing is like, you know, when the ball goes out and you like throw the ball over your head to like throw it back in the field.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know your feet can't leave the ground. Shit like that. So I'm always hopping to get the highest reach, and they're like, "Hey, no," and somebody else does it.
You can slide your foot.
Yeah,
you can slide one of them, but you can't pick it up.
Yeah, I didn't know that, so I always got the ball like, and it's like if someone told me that shit, I would have like fucking do that.
You know how many times I had to deal with that in like an actual game where people want to take the. I'm like, hey, I'll throw the ball in.
Yeah.
No, I got it, and it's just like, oh god.
Right.
And they do it, and they turn it over because they lift that foot up.
Oh yeah.
And then they're just like, what? That makes no sense. And it's just like you've gone through this 10 times throughout the season.
Yeah.
Right.
Why have you not learned?
Like I can't play with people who I know I'm better than, because it won't be fair for me because I'm not going to get better as a player.
Right.
And
you almost get limited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you don't want to try as hard, so the game's just going to get blown out.
Right. For me, I'm like the worst at like all the sports I've ever played, but I love playing soccer. But my biggest thing is people don't want me to play with them. That's why I don't play.
Yeah.
Don't play with them.
They don't. Nobody wants me to play with them.
We have a league. It's just that we're full on rosters, but I want to make my own thing.
Everyone's trying to do their own thing. That's what I'm at. Last time I told my not cousin but Junior. I told Junior, hey, like let me play on your team. It's like, you suck, man. You can't.
That's
like,
how
what they told you.
That's how I am with basketball because I know how good I am.
Yeah.
When I get the ball and actually get to touch it.
Right.
Because people call my game after literally Kobe. Like how I play against him, how I study the game, how I do my fadeaway. It's really exactly
like a mimic, a really good transparent mimic of
Yep.
You're gonna have to play with us.
Yeah.
You have to play with us for sure.
I would definitely win.
Yeah. It's in, and it's not even
and I play defense too. Everybody else don't play defense, especially now in sports. Nobody likes to
play defense, dude. I'm like, what is this?
They're all standing up and they're not moving with their feet, not moving with their bodies. Like,
well, I never
it's
got
so easy.
That Laker game was so boring. I'm not gonna lie. It was just like them not defending. I was like, it doesn't even seem the same anymore.
Right? It's like
it didn't seem fun to me. It was just like, why are you there?
It's all going towards offense. You want to learn more offense. It's like you can easily stop an offensive player if you wash their hips and move your feet.
Right. No, it's crazy. I mean, I never like learned basketball. I wish I played, but I never understood it as a sport. I never got it. Like I tried to like understand it, like when the Lakers were here, you know?
Yeah.
Shit like that was cool, but like I never understood the sport.
There was a thing that came out a while ago that basically, just to sum it up, every player's trying to get a triple-double because that boosts their contracts and their percentage and how much they get paid.
Yep.
Right.
So everybody's trying to take advantage of that so they get paid more. So that's why it doesn't seem as fun as much as like it was back when Kobe.
No, or even when
in the
Jordan.
90s, Michael Jordan.
Or Michael Jordan. Like that was more exciting. Like they're playing for the game.
They actually played defense and wanted to play.
It wasn't
that was
for the
my
money.
thing though. Like I love like watching Michael Jordan like on TV and shit like that. But like it was not until like recently I saw The Last Dance that was on Netflix.
Yep.
That changed my life, man.
I didn't watch that.
That revitalized so much energy that of like, God, I'm fucking trash.
Pandemic. Everybody needed something new to watch, and that just came out.
No,
versus
that thing.
Tiger King.
Yeah, and
Tiger King 2 season
Tiger
2
King was
coming out.
great.
Really?
What
Season 2, I just saw it.
What's
There's
season 2 going to be about?
I don't know. I never watched the first one, but I just saw that season 2 is coming out.
Yeah, no, I
was just like, that's kind of weird.
I think the first one didn't need it. The first one's good as a great story, but it doesn't. I don't think it needs a second season. I mean, they're not gonna find out all those other cliffhanger shit, like Carol Baskins did murder her husband, or like
I think she did. To be honest,
that Carol
I think she did.
Yeah.
To get all that money, I definitely think she did.
Exactly. And then now I'm like, okay, now if they're actually going to do a second season, what else could they talk about unless they find this new evidence? Other than it's just a YouTuber just doing like a fucking, I think this is what happened, and it just keeps going and going. It's like, no, I need more things, you know.
Yep.
Keep it
I don't
interesting.
know.
But I don't know. I don't know.
But to go back to sports, that's why I wanted to be a coach.
Yeah.
So I can teach the younger kids for the love of the game, just to keep it.
You ever
in
train?
the fundamentals.
Then you ever like go into what's it called? Not sporting centers, but like make your own
recreational.
Yeah, recreational things. You know, pickup games or like just get like
basically like
kids.
a league, a league.
No, I want to do that. But I don't have the right stuff to do it yet.
We say that that's a passion that you would want to follow, though.
Did you play for? Did you go to Century?
Nope.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even play in college. I could have. I was
Right.
going to when I did like open gyms with the what's it called? Northwestern St. Paul.
Yeah.
Why does that sound so familiar?
It's in Roseville, I think.
I won't think of it on the top of my head, but it sounds so familiar.
All right. Yeah. So from that point, but now you're like as an adult, like you have a place you can live and you have like your own things. You could start making moves. Do you think you're stuck like right now, or do you want to like actually start pursuing this moving forward?
I do want to start pursuing something.
Yeah.
At this point, like I feel like I'm done doing the regular associate team roles. I want to be in a supervisor or manager position.
Do you know anybody that's doing that right now that you know? Like someone you could actually talk to?
Not really, just my resume.
Oh yeah.
I have a lot of experience, so at this point, no point to be an associate.
Right. So, I don't know how you could take this to the next step because I could like
high school, right?
I think so.
Coaching high school or even middle school.
Yeah. Middle school, yeah.
Yeah, because might be the plan.
Middle school, you be more of a role model to high school students.
Because it can work that way, can it? It's almost like NFL, where you start at the college teams and then coaching after a while, you get promoted to the NFL as a coach. Same with soccer. You get promoted from the academy to head coach if you've done well enough. So I'm guessing it's almost the same premise for basketball.
I think so.
Like high school or like middle school, high school, and then college, and then NBA.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. I also practice with the Minnesota Lynx.
Oh shit!
Oh, I've heard, yeah.
So I have a lot of connections just by
then just
opening
through
my
that, yeah, you're gonna be fine. As long as you find like someone that's doing it in the same field that you want, they'll just hopefully guide you in the right direction. Yeah, you're gonna be good. I'm excited for you.
Just like LeVar Ball, if you speak it to existence,
yeah, that's true.
What happened?
Yeah, that dude's fucking nuts though. That guy is literally like the craziest man. I love him though.
Do you guys believe that manifestations?
Oh yeah, if you speak something, you could definitely work it.
That's what I'm trying to do. I mean, like I'm doing like 4 fucking different projects. Like I'm trying to make a comic book. I'm trying to get my music out. I'm like so spread out that like I'm living in this world right now where now it does feel like something's happening. You know what I mean?
Yep. Because I used to suck at basketball. And then I just started training.
I think,
Yeah, you got to start small.
Training, working. My dad got me into bowling. I was a really good bowler.
Damn.
And then it just got boring for me. I'm like, this is really boring, so I'm just going to stop.
Well, basketball was a real challenge then. Step up above everything else.
Yep.
Damn, okay. You ever have any accidents happen to you in basketball?
Just twisted ankle, that's about it.
Oh, that's the worst though. That's like literally the worst.
And play on it, but only twisted ankle.
Never broken?
Nope.
Damn. I've got one fucked up story where I twisted my ankle. So I have my childhood friends, right? Like I have friends that I would always play soccer with all the time. We haven't talked in like 10 years, right? And they invite me to a house party, and now we're all grown up finally. And I'm like, hey guys, let's play soccer again. So for all time's sake. They're in leagues and shit. They're fucking pros, right? And I'm like, I just want to play with you guys. In the first 5 minutes, roll my fucking ankle. The party, we get there. We get there in the first 5 minutes. We go immediately, roll my ankle, and I'm just upstairs, loathing everything, and just in pain as my ankle's like swelling up and shit. And I'm like, I just want to fucking leave. This is stupid. Why did I fucking come here? That's been my life.
That's also why I wanted to be a personal trainer, because in high school, coaches don't even know how to train correctly. They just sit in the they just sit there and watch you work out.
Yeah, no critiques, no actual individual and personal things. Yeah, none of it.
My friend, I think, is trying to be that. Not a personal trainer, but just a gym teacher.
Yeah.
It's like, I think he's been in like school for 6-7 years now.
Doing.
Yeah.
Like what, getting an associate's degree or master's?
I don't know.
You'd need a teaching degree and a master's to get into that.
Yeah, and then you need like the teaching, and then you need also like whatever else.
You know what's crazy? How do people become fucking child molesters like at school and shit like that? I know this got like different, but like
it just turned and left. It just turned left.
Hold on, real quick, because this is deep. This just turned left.
That's deep, like
this is
deeply scarring. Fuck, dude.
Deep Talks podcast. No offense, but
oh my God.
Sports we can definitely talk about another time. But Deep Talks. Back to that. How do you go? Like you said, you have a friend that like goes through school, gets its associate's degree, and then fucking either does something fucked up to a kid.
I feel like,
you know what I mean?
I feel like adults don't know how to handle themselves when they see an older man or older woman growing and maturing.
Right.
They don't know how to control themselves. The
innocent mind.
For some reason.
Yeah. That, what's it called? The judgmental mind, the mind that can just manipulate someone. You ever think about that?
No, I don't. I don't think of like. Well, I mean, I've thought of like how fucked up people are, because that's all mentally. That's like some wires that are just not fully connected and functioning there.
It just doesn't make sense to me how someone can go to college, get a teaching degree, and then get their master's, and then go apply and be a school teacher, and then do something fucked up like that.
They just ruin their whole careers.
I feel like it's almost. Oh, do you mean like? What do you mean like a student? A teacher student relationship.
Yeah.
Versus student teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about like a teacher sleeping with the student.
Yeah. Or anything like that, like a teacher like not molesting, but doing something.
Oh, you're talking about like the hot teacher sleeping with the 12-year-old
or just
kid.
in general,
I fucking hated those kids. Those kids were so lucky.
Yeah. Well,
you cannot lie. It's a
I mean, you
biased
lie, right? It's really biased.
It's a double-edged sword.
Man and woman, but like
everybody knows if it was the opposite way around, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
But if you flipped it where it's a boy and an older teacher, like.
Well, that was like the ultimate thing. Like as growing in high school, you were like, "Man, you're sleeping with your teacher. That's fucking rad." Like
right.
What was it?
There is a series about a teacher on Hulu about this exact same thing.
Oh shit! Do you know what it's called?
It's a show.
Yeah, it's a show.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it, but I know the show.
I think it's called Teacher or something like that.
Yeah.
I have heard of it. Yep. I remember now. I've never seen it though.
Damn. I think it's good.
Yeah. Swag.
I think it's.
Let's try it out.
You know what it is, and that's the hard thing where it comes down to it. It's you have a lot of these kids that are high school, right?
Yeah.
16, 17, 18. At 15 if you're a ninth grader. Some schools don't have that. Then you have a 21-year-old teacher that's coming in. 21, 22, 23.
Yeah.
Yep. At that age, you feel really close to these younger kids than somebody older than you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it's
they
easier
know how
for
to
you
connect easier.
Exactly. Yeah. You should share some like type of relation, and it's easier for them to like fall in love and sleep with the student.
Right.
It's kind of weird.
That is pretty whack. Did you ever have anything crazy happen to you in high school, like, or even around you, like high school parties or some shit where like shit went down or whatever?
No, I was one of those students who didn't really care about going to parties, having sex.
None of that.
I just wanted to work on sports.
This man was abstinent, he said. This man
said,
Jesus Lord.
Not even that.
Until 21.
Just focused.
That's good, man. Good for you.
Yep.
Just focused, man. That's what's up. Okay. Damn. For me, man, it was. I mean, high school.
I had a lot of friends, but I didn't get invited into anywhere.
Yeah. For me, it's like there was kids that like lived around the school area, so we would go to their house. But for me, high school, my freshman year was like one of my best years ever. I had a band going on at that time. We were all like all my friends from middle school transferred over, and I'm like, this is what's up. Junior though, I think it was junior year, everyone left. I'm like, fuck. And then that's when I started doing terrible things, like going to house parties, skipping classes and all that shit. You know, skateboarding and all that shit. Like there was times where like I'd be skateboarding outside by the bridge where our school would like connect to the other city, and people were throwing rocks off, and then the police came over one day.
Oh, I know that bridge.
Yeah. And then from there, it's like a lot of like shit like that where I'm like, I'm just at the wrong place at the wrong time usually, and that's usually how it is.
That's a lot of like. You probably got depressed when your friends left.
Huge, man. I didn't know what else to do, and I was just hanging out with the wrong crowd.
Yep.
And it was just because like they like to skateboard or whatever the fuck, and I'm like, let's do it, man. I don't care, fuck. I just want to skateboard. Let's skip class. You ever did that?
I mean, well, going back to that crazy thing, I've actually had an older woman hit on me when I was younger.
What?
Like, I was like 16.
Snap.
It was my coach.
Spill
my
the
soccer
beans.
Coach, dude.
Yeah.
My soccer coach. She was gorgeous, dude. Oh my god. Like,
what would you say? Like, I like
Dude.
your shorts when you run.
No, bro. So I really kept to myself. But she was our coach, and sometimes we were like, me and my other like soccer, Alex Perez.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said his last name. Fuck it. Alex and them. Yeah. So we'd flirt with her. We'd make jokes and comments. But
I don't know.
She had a boyfriend.
Okay.
And I remember like we were at the pool, and it was like the end of our game in our season. She was like 23.
Mm-hmm.
I was 16.
Close to the age.
Yeah, but I was like 16. I don't
Damn.
know how old that is, like different wise.
4 maybe.
Yeah.
4 years maybe.
And I remember like we were like swimming in the pool. She had her like bikini. I was swimming trunks, and like
She was your coach?
she was my like soccer coach. Yeah, for the team. And
I never got that close with any of my coaches.
dude, yeah, she was like,
right?
like
They're all old men.
the whole night, bro. She's like jumping on my back, and she's like literally just keep trying to like wrap her legs around me
In the pool.
in the pool.
Oh, just-
and I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm holding her, you know, I'm like, it is what it is. But I was just like, thought to myself, like, that's crazy because she has a boyfriend and she's much older than me. But it's like,
He was just probably
that's that
feeling.
weird thing where it's just like, but like it's okay for a boy because it's like, oh, that manhood, like this is
Right,
think so?
exactly.
But
Damn.
if it was the opposite way around, like if it was a 23-year-old dude like jumping on a 16-year-old girl, like people would fucking freak out.
Yeah. Lose your
But no one
minds
batted
kinda
an eye
shit.
when it was
That's
happening
fucked.
to me because I realized I'm like, dude, she's really like touching me. Like,
Nobody,
she's really touching
nobody
me.
loses their mind when it happens to a 16-year-old
Yeah.
high school student
Yeah.
versus a woman.
A female, yeah.
24.
I think it does come
40-year-old.
down to perspective because, like, imagine you're the dad of that girl, or you're your dad watching that shit.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
your dad's like upstairs, like watching that shit go down, and he's I don't know what you would think he would do, but probably just let it roll. Maybe I don't know.
I think a father would just let it be. Oh yeah,
Right.
my boy's
Yeah,
having sex
exactly.
already.
But if it's your mom watching that shit,
Yeah, the moms would be like, yo, what the fuck?
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
It's so weird.
you get
We're
your ass out.
our society is so weird.
Yeah.
It's so messed up.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's a lot of crazy things that happen to us as kids that, like, now when you think back on them, like, oh, yeah, this is fucked up. This is definitely weird. Like that story, like, it just doesn't happen
Yeah.
every once in a while.
It's a good story, but
It's a great story.
It's a great
For
story.
you.
It's an amazing story. It's just, it's kind of weird when you think about it now, backing up. It's kind of like, oh, you know, some things are here, some things are not. Like,
Damn.
when it
That's
happens.
whack, man. No, did you ever... Oh, speaking of Halloween, we're almost crawling up over our time. Now we're going back to Halloween, man, because...
Oh damn, we didn't even talk about mental health,
not
police
yet,
brutality,
but now we're about to.
all that stuff.
Let's talk about some crazy things. Before we get to the Halloween ghost stories, let's talk about fear, man. What fear actually is. Have you experienced fear, or have you seen it where you're like, this is just not okay? Like, what do you interpret as fear? Or what has been your experiences with that?
Fear to me is like if you're really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
When you're really uncomfortable trying to speak out on something,
Right.
you don't know what the backlash is going to be.
Have you ever had anything like that happen to you?
No, not really.
Damn. Okay.
You ever had anybody like grab your feet at night,
Nope.
like whisper in your ear, get like goosebumps when you're like walking in the dark?
Or just like someone come up to you and be like, "Hey, give me your money," kind of shit, and you're like, "Oh my, I'm
Nope,
paralyzed."
not really.
Damn. Never been paralyzed, like with fear.
Nope.
That's fucking crazy, man.
You're like,
Only of heights.
yeah, that's
Height, of
that's
course.
okay.
I hate heights.
I've started to slowly like get that feeling now too. I don't like that.
Really?
I used to like be fine with heights, but now it's starting to hit me.
I hate heights.
For me, it's because like as I grew older, I keep getting denser, and I'm like, if I jumped off now, I'd just plummet faster. You know what I mean?
You don't feel as invincible anymore as you get older.
You
Yeah.
don't.
That's the thing.
I just fixed my back the other day.
Yeah.
I had a fucked up back because I was like really pushing myself to like finish a drawing, and that was last year, and now I'm finally just fixed it just the other day, or I'm like, I can't fucking do mistakes like that anymore. I can't
Yep.
skateboard anymore.
Now you got to get a chiropractor.
Exactly. I'm afraid of like doing other heavy things like skateboarding or just like playing soccer. I mean, I would want to still play soccer, obviously, but it's more of like I just got to be not very careful. And you're right, chiropractor, the next step.
Yeah.
Physical therapy, fucking real. Just imagine if you just fucking lost your arm today. It's like, fuck.
Dude, I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have any legs or eyesight.
Yeah. I always thought, like, if I lost my right arm for drawing, that's it. I can't. This is the thing I do everything with.
Yeah, you mentioned police brutality.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you gone through that? Like,
no,
racism?
not me personally, but I feel like as a minority myself, I could see that happening to me.
Yep. Like, for me, what's it called? When I was at the bridge and people were throwing rocks, a police came up. Like I was saying, to cap off that story, he looked at me because I was the only Latino or just minority there. Everyone else was white. No.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, this is actually
that's how it is.
But what happened is he looked at me. He was just like, "You look familiar. Didn't I stop you doing something the other day?" And I'm like,
"That's why I took off my sweater."
Yeah. What's the shirt say again?
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough, man. And that's what we're gonna talk about, like in terms of like the things that like we go through on a daily basis. Now the world's changed forever.
Oh, it definitely
like even
has.
Like pre-pandemic, there's
it kind of changed, but it kind of is not. It's kind of still the same.
Well, now it's gearing up to be like, who can you actually trust, and what? And I was actually talking to Trey about this. What does justice actually mean, or what is actual injustice in our society? You know what I mean? There was a huge thing that happened, obviously, that impacted our entire world when the COVID happened, and in the midst of COVID. George Floyd died, right? Now, obviously, there's tons of people who have died throughout the years because of police brutality. You got the Rodney King beatings. You have just a lot of things that happened, even in one of my favorite heroes of all time, Martin Luther King. He's one of my biggest heroes.
Yep.
Revolutionary shit.
People talk about him and put his quotes, but they don't back it up.
You know what I mean? And it's like, there's some point where the myth starts to fade to legend and shit like that. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm always curious about like, how do we move? What are we doing now to actually become a better society? Because we haven't done much. We've just lashed out at a broken system, of course. But like, what are we doing to fix the system? And that's why it really takes a better mind than me to like think about that shit. That's why I never act on those things. You know what I mean? Because I just don't know how. What do you think about that, man? Crazy shit that's been going on. Brutality, mental stress.
I don't know, because I feel like I just usually treat everybody with the same respect and just like not any different or any way.
I agree.
It's kind of just like, it's like, well, how other way could you treat somebody really? Like, I don't get
that's
it.
how it should be, but that's not how the system.
I know, and that's the thing where it's just like.
Well, here's the thing. I always thought as this, right? Because obviously the George Floyd thing is a perfect example, because you got two sides to it, right? You got the policeman side, and then you have George Floyd. And regardless of where you fall in the middle, there are facts, and then there's the in-between things that people tell you. The things that may be true, you just don't know. And the things that the news tells you. The most relevant movie to me that happened in COVID area was V for Vendetta. If you guys know that movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That movie talks about how the government can control everything.
Yep.
You don't know.
Like right now, they're probably listening to us through our phones.
Exactly. Where they can start
100% guarantee they are.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just to see.
Especially if you just open Facebook and somehow
it's just
a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of protest stuff just keep popping up on your newsfeed.
Exactly. And that can trigger something into anybody. You know, like you could, for you might be just passive about it, but for other people looking into it, you're like, I'm raged now, waiting for something to happen. Or if something did happen, I want to go now to support it. I'm there, you know. It gets fueled up much more by media, is what I'm trying to say. That if you believe this or not, but there's a thing that the government, if you believed in it, like I said, V for Vendetta, government controls everything. The media, the people, the culture, everything.
Yep.
Where, like I said, going back to the George Floyd thing, my mom's husband was a police officer.
My childhood friend, he's a police officer,
right?
And her mom works. His mom works in the law enforcement too.
Right, and then here's what's crazy. Take the police thing aside, they're people. Because I don't know how close you are to them, but like, did you ever go out to like family dinners, or ever like talk to them?
We always did when we grew up together.
Isn't that what's crazy? You saw them as people. You saw them as not strangers, but like as someone that like you can just talk to and just have a normal conversation instead of like, hey, put that shit down. You know, like, they wouldn't aggressively say like shit like that. You know.
I feel like it's two sides to it. You know how like people go to the army and there's the ones that want to like actually serve the country and do good, and then there's the other ones
half
that are
it's like, I just want an AK-47 in my hand.
They want a trigger finger.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same way with the police. There's the people that actually want to do good in the community, and then there's the ones that really don't.
And then some police don't know how to talk about that quote unquote bad officer.
Yeah.
They don't know how to call them out on their racism.
Because you might have like that person might have just
because they're programmed to protect their own.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's really it. Like I have a friend that's
Blue Wall is silence. That's what it's called.
Oh,
is it? Blue Wall is silence.
Yep.
Damn. But that's not, is it a written rule, or that's just kind of like one of those things that's just like,
I feel like it's just like how we go back to sports.
Yeah.
Unwritten rules. Yeah.
Unwritten rules.
It's like when you join it, you know it. Everybody knows it.
Yep.
Right.
Because nobody calls no police officer out on their BS.
Right. Because you've only seen it.
Because you're already thinking people don't like them. Right. You can't have your own people turn against you.
Yeah, because then you would be either a rat or just probably get a hit on the other side or something like that if something ever went down.
Did you know that Minneapolis was on a vote to getting rid of the police department?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they were going to replace them with another form of protection.
I didn't know that
they were doing a vote on it.
They did something like that in New York and everything.
How'd that work?
Like all the crimes and stuff. I haven't been up on it.
Up? I feel like New York is one of those worst spots to do it too.
Yeah. I mean, New York is huge.
I feel like if
LA.
other countries can cut down police killings, so can the U.S.
Well, if you look at the UK carries a taser and a baton.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they're doing their job. It's like,
well, at the same time, you just don't know. I mean, when you're going up against an actual criminal who has a gun, even in the UK,
right?
What can you really do with so little ammunition?
Yeah.
Power. You know what I mean?
Well, it's simple. Why not just have it in the back of your trunk?
Right. I was just about to say that. Just go get it.
If it's a dire emergency in that situation, why not just go back and get it?
If they do that in the UK, then that's totally reasonable. Or like Men in Black, where it's just like, pull that shit out. Like
I think UK bans all weapons.
Yeah. And if it does, then that is a real thing right there.
Besides probably like SWAT or whatever, like special forces that need it.
And like I said, for me, it's like to change a system like this, because like policemen are people.
Yep.
Everyone is,
no matter what.
Exactly. And everyone has flaws. That's just a normal thing. But there's a point where like that really peaks out and it gets captured on camera, and then it becomes evidence for a murder. It becomes wild. Oh, I got you. But then
I was gonna have him, our producer.
But then there's like things like that where it's just, how do you actually move on together now from this? Because we just saw someone get killed, and now because of, I think COVID fueled a lot of this too, where it's just everyone's indoors, nobody can do anything, and everyone's angry because of this thing that just happened. Like I said, many people have been killed in history by policemen. It's just like a lot of, like I said, injustice. It doesn't even have to be police people. It's just the injustice that happens, and you see it, and that gets captured on camera. Then the riot happened. What do you feel about the riot?
Were you down there?
At the riots?
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about going.
I was down there.
I was with my friend Amber. We were at a protest. You know the bridge, the truck when he drove everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was on that with her, and we got separated for a couple.
Damn.
But she didn't get hit.
No.
Okay.
I don't think.
I hope not,
dude. That's an experience you would still keep.
Yeah, but I forget what happened with the truck guy. So I think he just needed to get through, but. I think there, like I said, there's two different types of protests now that we talk about it, right? There's a peaceful protest, and then there's like I'm gonna burn your fucking
just like
city
January
down.
6th.
Yep. Like I'm saying, you were at the January 6th one, I believe.
Yes, when the building got burned down. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
no,
like
January 6th. I'm talking about the insurrection on the Capitol.
Oh yeah, that's my mom's husband was in that one. They burned it down, and he was in there, and he left, but.
With no police riot gear or anything.
No.
Oh, you're talking about when they rushed the Capitol?
Yeah.
All those white folks? Yeah.
I thought
that was crazy. I thought that was fucking bullshit.
I'm talking about a different one where they burned down our police station.
Because if that was...
yeah, I'm talking about a different one. Sorry.
He's talking about when they did the
Capitol riot.
With Trump.
No. He's talking about when they burned down the Minneapolis police department. I forget which 6th Street.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah. I was talking about a different one.
We're talking about different ones.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the
with Trump before his rally.
Riot.
Yep.
Yeah. That was insane. Like I said, two different types of protests. But in that one, that was a home invasion kind of shit.
Exactly. If that was minorities, everybody would have been shot down.
Yeah. And my thing is like, exactly. Minorities, yes, but why? Why did that even have to happen is my biggest thing. You know, like,
literally.
what was the point of it? Because at the end of the day, one person died, a lot of people got injured, and obviously it's the White House, I believe, right, or the Capitol.
Yep.
It just got taken over like that. Like,
yep.
I just it just didn't make any sense to me. What was the actual point of it? I don't know. Oh, sorry. What was your point of it, or your story behind that?
I just lost train of thought.
Yeah, Capitol riots.
The Capitol riots.
Yeah.
Police brute.
I have a question for you too later.
No police had riot gear.
Yeah.
Like they weren't ready. But if it was minorities, they would have been ready.
Yeah.
Up front, quick, just like that, with tasers, rubber bullets.
I think that's the thing. They knew that they were gonna do that. I believe, right? They knew that they were gonna have a riot
because Trump had a rally before.
Yeah.
So it was gearing up to go to it.
Yeah. So the police knew about it. So I believe they were there and they just let it happen because it was just a lot. You know, you're right. There was no minorities there. Because if there was, shit would have turned south very quickly.
Yep.
But here in Minneapolis, when all the riots were happening,
there were tear gas,
rubber bullets,
yep.
Everything.
But like I said, there's two ways to protest. But the way that was handled here was the most inhumane thing I've ever seen.
Definitely.
For us, as a construction worker, shit, I get it. Like, I have work now. But for the person that lives in that home, the owner of that store, you've just destroyed their entire livelihood.
Yep.
You fucking we were putting up plywoods and taking them off for stores.
And a minority didn't even start the riots.
That's all. Yeah. That's why I was like really confused when they were targeting the small businesses. Where I was just like, why are you breaking into these small, owner stores? Like, why? I was just like, hit the bigger ones. Exactly. Their insurance will cover it. It's not a loss for them.
Like Target got rebuilt. Quick.
Yeah.
In a minute.
Just like that.
Yeah, just to have it destroyed again.
And nothing else is rebuilt over there yet.
Yeah. Oh, but that was a fear moment, though. Like, the truck coming towards you guys. You felt fear at that point, right?
Oh, yeah, yep. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Everybody could have died at that point.
Yeah. But going back to that one. So what was the actual thing that was going on? I know that he needed to be somewhere, I think, and he just... Like I said, that was the protest.
I don't know. He stopped.
You guys didn't have to be there.
He stopped and he just wanted to run through everybody.
Right. Now, did you guys need to do that to be there to send the message, or do you think there could have been a different way to make a more powerful message?
More powerful message is to protest regardless.
I think that was a powerful message either way.
Right.
It's standing together, united, and being
exactly. It was all quiet, all nice, and then this trucker just wants to run through.
Somebody just wants to be impatient and just thinks like fuck everybody, you know, and then just boom.
Because we were getting honks and horns and go ahead and do it the whole day, and then this dude.
But you know what the thing is too, when the situations like if you are gonna block traffic, I feel like there should be one person definitely leading the group. And just be like, hey, can we just scoot enough where they could go one by one and just let them through? I know we're protesting.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
do you think there could have been a different way to avoid all that stuff? Because at the same time, like, if I was driving there, I need to get to work. You know, there's this other side to it, right? Of like, was there a different way to do that?
Or like somebody's having to go get their kids. Yeah. And now they're just lay behind it. Exactly. So there's that double standard of boundaries.
Exactly.
Of like,
do you ever think about like what we could have done differently for that stuff?
Probably not go on a highway. Yeah. Because highways just clog up everything.
Right. And that was heat of the moment, though. You guys were just like, we're just going to fucking go. Right? Like, let's just unite together as one. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just so many different dynamics. It's a very complicated and very touchy subject for a lot of people. Right before, we got a couple minutes left. Scary story. You got one?
Oh, actually, I had a question before we jump into that.
Yeah, I forgot you were.
So I was going to say, it's more of like a race thing. It's actually the question I've asked before to somebody else, and I don't know if they took it like super racially, so it's like me to ask it. So I asked, and it was a genuine question of actually like, because I never knew, and I go, my cousin's boyfriend, he's black, and so I generally asked him the question of like, typically black people have curly hair, but it's usually oily. So I'm like, is it like when you guys sweat, does the hair get like more oily and greasy? Because I was genuinely like, because my hair does.
Holding that in this whole time?
Yeah, no, I asked him.
Okay, yeah.
I asked him, and he answered it. He's like, not for me. Like, it stays the same. And I'm like, oh, okay. But it almost felt like a weird vibe of the way he answered it, which I was like, is he making me feel dumb for asking it? Because it's an actual genuine question I've always had, you know?
You weren't trying to be racist or anything. You were just
because my hair's already, it gets greasy and it gets oily the more it builds up. But is it the same way for people that already have natural oils in their hair? Mm-hmm. Would you feel offended if somebody asked you that?
No.
I think he's asking you that.
I wouldn't be offended.
Yeah. You wouldn't be offended at all?
No.
I'm not asking him the question.
Sometimes people don't know how to take a question and talk about it.
You're curious about the reaction.
That's what it was, yeah.
Oh.
People don't know how to talk about stuff, just like mental health and the police stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very touchy subject.
Because everybody around me almost gave me a weird vibe of just like why would you ask something like that? And it's like, it's because
that's a better question versus can I touch your hair?
Yeah. Right.
For honestly, black women.
Honestly, yeah.
It's just like, well, it's something that I don't have the same type of hair. I'll never experience it. Mm-hmm. But I would like to know and like see like, oh, well.
It is very hard to find products because everything caters towards non-minorities.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. And it's a few selection, especially like Walmart that I've seen. It's like one wall, and then have you noticed that
it's always locked up?
Yeah. And I was gonna say, like, you ever notice it's locked up? Like, it's so fucked up.
Local locked up. That's my only thing I need here.
It's so dumb. I was just like, it's another thing where like, oh, more of these things just get taken, and it's just to prevent it. Walmart has definitely said comments on it, and it's just like, that's just bullshit.
Right.
I'm like, that's just bullshit.
Yep.
No, it is.
Another thing that's systemic in the system.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really sad. There's actually a TV show called Black and White.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
Ice Cube produced it in 2006.
Yeah.
You should watch. It just came out. You should watch Colin Kaepernick's documentary on Netflix.
What's it about?
About his upbringing when he was a kid, and then he had some racial stuff happen to him, and his parents just brushed it off. And then he wanted to have cornrows because he's adopted, right?
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was adopted, so he wanted cornrows to fit in with his roots, and his parents was like, no, it looks quote unquote unprofessional.
Yeah, that's
another thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Both his parents were white, I'm guessing.
Yep.
You know, I've come to terms where parents, one girl I knew, her parents were like adopted her,
right, and
she told me that her white parents didn't know how to deal with her hair properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they would take her to these white salonists, and they would not purposely, but they would fuck up her hair because they didn't know how to deal with it either.
Yeah. So everyone has a different.
So they gave her like patches, or like her hair was so tender-headed, and so now she's afraid to even deal with it or do something with her own hair. So she was just like buzzes it. But I'm just like, you have to go to like a black salon. I'm surprised like you wouldn't know that beforehand as a parent. Like, your kid isn't going to be the same.
They try to hide. I feel like white parents try to hide
their black roots.
Yep, for some at least. Mostly,
you think they just don't know black roots? That's why.
For adopted parents, yeah. They try to hide it, just like what happened with Colin.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't think they're right, but do you understand their mentality? Obviously, they're not right because that's who they're trying to block off as who he is.
They're trying to protect him.
Yeah.
Yep.
But do you think that they made the right call? That's what I'm saying.
No,
not at all.
Is that their parents
when he got older, for like me.
Right. I haven't seen the documentary yet. It sounds good.
Like me, when you get older, you're gonna face it as a black person regardless.
Yep.
And as an
you're gonna be judged anyway. Like, especially if you're in the black community, they're gonna be like, you're not black enough.
Right.
You're white.
Which is really stupid.
Which is and it's just like, wait, what?
Light skin, dark skin crap.
Right. Then you don't fit in, and it's just like, what?
I had that same feeling.
Yeah. So it's like growing up.
Yeah.
Where people would just judge
you don't know. You don't. I feel like as a mixed person, you don't know how to treat your white side versus your black side,
right?
For so to say.
And you have to switch off. I feel like when you're like your mom's side of the relatives compared to when your dad's side of the relatives.
Yep,
you're living two worlds that you're just like, well,
fuck. Yeah. And then you get dirty looks for no reason.
Yeah, and that's hard for you as just even like you just navigating your own social circle of like, this is who I can't be who I am around everyone all the time because it's always a different.
That's why we have this thing. Like when you get on the phone for an interview, switch to your white voice.
Yeah, the white voice. Yep.
Do you have a voice?
Which is sad.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I'm using it right now.
Oh, is it okay?
I think I'm using it. but it's not like a really, really deep voice when I'm on the
like
phone.
This, you feel me?
Right.
That's I feel this. No, I get the same way because when I'm with my Hispanic friends, I have a different voice tone to it.
Absolutely.
And then here around other people, it's like a more quote unquote professional voice, and when you would do it as an interview.
Yeah.
And then you have to like almost switch up who you are.
Yeah.
And, like,
definitely.
A white person
you have to switch up.
Yeah.
I do it all the time too. Tonalities with people. Depending on who I hang out with, you're right. I do the same thing. I always switch up.
But now, who I hang out with, I'm just my regular self.
I know that's the thing.
Like an interview, you gotta switch that voice, just to try to get the job. It's sad.
It's so I have to really literally come comb over, like well dressed in a plaid shirt, glasses, and I'm just like speaking so proper. It's just like using words that I never thought I could be using, and I'm just like, I know damn well they don't make sense, but I'm using them. It's just like, let's go.
I regulatory.
Like with me, like with me, I always wanted tattoos because of Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
But I always felt like I had to have a professional look. That's why I always cut my hair.
Right.
I never really the fear of being
dreadlocks.
Is it because of like
cornrows?
The fear of not being called like a thug.
Yep.
Is there like quote unquote like he's a gangster or he's something?
Yeah, misjudged. That's who you
discrimination.
Because that's what people are gonna see like off the bat, like he has tattoos, he's like gang related, and we're like what? It's
exactly. You don't even know the meaning of tattoos. Right. That's why I always want to have my tattoos wrist and up.
Right.
Nothing on the neck. Nothing on the face.
See, I made that mistake the other day. I got a fucking owl tattoo.
But now it's like everything's going towards normal and acceptance.
Yeah.
In South Korea, a lot of their tattoo artists are like fully covered in their face.
That's what's wild. Like I get you can hide most stuff. I mean, for me, mine shit's inconspicuous here, but like on the face,
right?
You want to shit on your face?
Yeah, I want it on the side of my heads, like on the side.
No, you said you wanted like a fucking shit on your.
Oh yeah, so I had like this thing where my like stepdad was like, my mom was like, oh, you should get my name on you, and my stepdad's like, no. And I'm like, hey, if you get my mom's name, I'll get it like under my eyebrow.
What?
Or like under my eye, or like over my eye, like on my mom. So it's like we're both committed.
Wow.
Right. He's like, no. And I'm like, well, I might still do it, so fuck it. Who cares? Just get like an underloop.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would do anything else. Like here, I can just wrap up my sleeves, like
right, exactly.
Shit. But if you do it on your face, damn, that's a commitment.
That's how hardcore I am.
That's fucking crazy.
It's the punk lifestyle.
I do want a Tupac nose ring.
I'm telling you, I want one too. I've always wanted one, but I feel like people always like play with it and they say they can smell it, their own boogers from like sticking on the ring. Yeah, like you can smell it. And so I was just like,
well, let us know if that's a thing.
Hey, tell your sister, call her. She has one, doesn't she?
I think she. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
She pulled it out, didn't she?
Yeah, but the two younger ones still do. Yeah, for sure. It's fucking crazy.
Tell them. Ask them.
I will. In any case, that's our time. All right, well, we didn't get to tell scary stories, but we'll do it next time.
Just a quick question.
Or mental health.
How much money would it take for you to be happy with your life?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I want to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like streaming, have my own workout gym, basketball court.
Oh, hell yeah.
How much you think all that would come out to?
A couple honey.
Right, maybe even thousands.
Like I thought, like 1,000 what?
Probably.
Throw a number out. Just a quick number. Would you be happy with? Satisfied for the rest of your life? 100,000 too?
Invest into it.
Oh yeah.
You 100,000.
That's the thing. Yeah.
All right then.
That was just the thing.
You're gonna take us out on this one?
Yeah. Like I said, guys, these episodes drop every Wednesday. So let us know what you guys thought about Brendan's and also Cole's as well. Love having them in the studio, and we're gonna have more people coming in. But for right now, Deep Talks. Check us out on Wednesdays every week. We'll see you there. Have a good night.
I'm glad you came along, partner.